Hello, I'm Austin Heyman. Welcome to Seniors Today, a monthly program produced by the Commission on Aging and devoted entirely to issues and interests of Montgomery County seniors. This month we learn about not one, but two organizations helping seniors and people with disabilities with grocery shopping and other services. And we hear about a wonderful group of seasoned musicians playing in the metropolitan area. But first, reading a good book is a joy for many of us. But if vision issues or other disabilities make that impossible, what can one do? Well, joining me in the studio to discuss some great resources for people are Mollyne Honor, the Assistant Director of the Maryland State Library for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, and Victor Cohn, a library patron. Well, welcome to Seniors Today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Victor, your family, I believe, has had a long history of dealing with these issues. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, my father started using the Library of Congress's program for the blind, I think in 1960, when he got long playing records of books that were supplied by the library. And then about 20 years ago, I started taking advantage of the service, first with cassette books and now with digitally recorded books. And my young son is now also using the Library of Congress's program on digitally recorded books.
A long-term patron. Mollyne, the Library of Congress apparently is a great resource and works, I guess, through the Maryland Library. Tell us a little bit about the services you offer.
Yes, we are the regional library for the state of Maryland through the National Library Service, which is part of the Library of Congress. And actually, there is at least one of us in every state in the United States, but we do serve the whole state of Maryland.
And what are the services that you offer?
Well, we offer, of course, books. We offer magazines. We offer programming, cultural programming, such as opera, plays, visits to museum, tactile art museums. And in addition, we provide at the library, which is in Baltimore, educational programs through our assistive technology training program.
And the services you provide, are they in other languages as well?
Yes, our predominant language, of course, is English. We do have a large Spanish population, which we can provide from the library. But in addition, we serve over 50 languages. And for instance, Russian is a very big language, particularly in Montgomery County. Those are handled a bit differently. We act as the conduit between the patron and the National Library Service, and they house the foreign collection.
So you provide what, the books and the equipment as well as?
We provide the equipment. We provide cartridges of books. In addition, we have an online service called BARD, where if you have access to a computer, you can download the audio books to the computer and then onto your player. We can use third-party players as well, and the magazines are subscriptions, and you receive all of the issues of the magazines. So,
Victor, you've used, obviously, the Maryland Library.
Yes.
Before that, I guess there was an active in Montgomery County that you mentioned.
Yes, when I first started, I used to be able to get books from the Davis Library, and then when the new Rockville Library was built, the services were transferred there. But with all of the budget cutting of libraries and other services in the county, Rockville stopped providing that. Now we get all of our material through Baltimore, which has taken over that service.
And Mollyne, why don't you give us your phone number and your website?
Okay, our phone number is 410-230-2424, and our website, which is long, is www.lbph.lib.md.us.
Wow. Now I see you have a machine in front of you here. This is the one you got from the library?
This was supplied to me by the library, and it has a cartridge that I can attach to my computer and directly download books. And I can put sometimes as many as 10 books on here, depending on how long they are, and then play
books.
them.
Dancing in the Dark, A Cultural History of the Great Depression.
Current position.
Chapter 12, The Populist Turn.
That's what you are. That's where you are right now.
That's where I am right now. And with this machine, I can change the volume. I can change the speed of the voice. I can regulate the tone. I can even set it to play for 30 minutes while I'm trying to go to sleep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And in addition, on the side, there is a little USB port, and you can use just a regular thumb drive. And depending on the size of the drive, you can download up to 30 books, which a lot of people do when they're going on vacation.
Oh, that's great.
It also has a port so that I can listen with headphones, so that if I'm in an office or on a bus or whatever, I can plug in my headphones and listen without disturbing everybody else.
Right. Now, what about newspapers? How do you read or how do you deal with newspapers?
Well, there's a service called Newsline, which you can also sign up for through the Maryland Library. Newsline is supplied by the National Federation of the Blind in cooperation with various states. And either online or by telephone, I can listen to as many as some 300 newspapers and a couple of dozen magazines. And I do so regularly.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's nice about that is we do have, particularly in this area, a lot of people who've moved from other areas. And you can get your local newspaper from where you came from as well.
That's great.
So you set up your favorites, and every day at 6 a.m. these newspapers are available for your listening.
And magazines as well?
Yes, magazines also, yes. And I also did want to mention that though this program is particularly for seniors, we serve from birth to death. We have patrons who are over 100, and we have patrons that are as young as 2 years old.
Not many dead people use it, though.
No.
Now, Victor, you also mentioned, I think, before we went on the air, that you'd worked with the Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind.
Well, I didn't work.
No, I meant
I took advantage of them, yes.
Yes, I meant that.
Yeah, they have an office in Silver Spring and another one in Hyattsville. I learned got my mobility training through them. They have a store where you can buy white canes, you can buy digital watches. I have a digital watch that talks to me about what time it is.
Oh, that's cool.
And other kind of devices that help the blind and physically disabled. And they give training, computer training, particularly with the software that serves as screen readers so that you have total access to the web.
Well, that sounds like a great resource as well.
Yes.
I did want to mention that in order to use our service, you do have to apply, and you have to certify that you have the particular disability. We serve blind, low vision, people with physical disabilities, reading disabled, people with cognitive issues, so we have a very broad mission.
Why don't you give your phone number one more time?
Okay, our phone number is 410-230-2424.
Well, what a great resource, and not everybody knows about it. I'm so glad you both came in to share your experience with this wonderful resource.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
Now, when we come back, we'll learn of two organizations helping seniors to stay independent. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Bring your own reusable bag when you shop, and starting January 1st, you'll save 5 cents for every store bag you don't need. A new law requires retailers in Montgomery County to charge 5 cents for the plastic or paper bags they provide to customers, because plastic bags are the biggest single source of waterway litter. And every year, Montgomery County spends $3 million on cleanup. So do yourself and the environment a favor. Bring your reusable bag when you shop. You'll fight litter and keep the change.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. Many seniors want to live as independently as possible. Often this can be accomplished with just a little assistance. Well, I'm joined by representatives from two organizations here in Montgomery County offering some of that assistance. I'm pleased to welcome back Phyllis Courlander, the Assistant Director of Top Banana Home Delivered Groceries, and Marcia Custer, the Director of the Community Development for the Senior Connection. Welcome to Seniors Today.
Thank you.
Marcia, you have a new program in Senior Connection. You've taken over what used to be formerly the American Red Cross Shoppers Program. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you. We are helping seniors who meet certain eligibility requirements get groceries or assist them by taking them to the grocery store. So we're always welcome to help any Montgomery County senior who qualifies.
So the qualifications, briefly?
You must be a Montgomery County resident, age 60 or older. You must be unable to get out to the store on your own, so you need help. And you must meet certain income requirements. You must be considered low income.
Right. Phyllis, your program is a little
Yes.
different. Tell us
Yes.
a little about the shoppers.
Top Banana Home Delivered Groceries is, anyone is eligible to use our service. It was really founded with the perspective that we didn't want people to fall through the safety net just because they didn't meet certain eligibility requirements like age, income, having a certain disease or something like that, that the lack of mobility can happen for anybody.
Sure. Is there a charge for the service?
We do have a sliding fee scale since we do serve people of all incomes. We also deliver our service using paid staff. So we have our own trucks, we have a storehouse from which we operate and have brand name products, and we really stay on top of the whole process from beginning to end.
The cost of the groceries, is it comparative to?
Yes, we work very hard to keep our pricing comparable to Giant, Safeway, now Peapod as well.
Now you're using volunteers, is that correct?
That's right. The seniors who we help pay for their own groceries, but we provide the transportation and the companionship through volunteers.
Right. And so one of the challenges is to recruit volunteers.
That's right. Right.
What is the commitment for a volunteer, for example?
Well, we'd like a volunteer to offer the service to help someone with their groceries once a week or every other week for at least 6 months to a year, because not only are they helping with grocery shopping, they're also forming a relationship with an older adult, and that's very important to both parties.
Sure. The Top Banana, are there certain delivery dates, or
right.
Is it a weekly?
We deliver groceries to folks in all of Prince George's County, all of Washington, D.C., and most of Montgomery County, from Rockville basically sort of south and
so
east.
In the Montgomery County, are there certain days of delivery?
Yes. In Montgomery County, we accept them at any time, but we prefer that the main call-in day is Wednesday, and the deliveries are made on Friday. And we have 3 vehicles that go on separate routes. Each vehicle has a driver that's consistent and has the cooling and freezer compartments that are maintained. It's really pretty amazing.
And is there a minimum order that you're supposed to?
We have a $25 minimum order, partly to make it economical for the customer. Right. But also, if someone is in an apartment, for instance, if more than one person in that development orders on a given day, we automatically deduct $5 from their service fee, just because they're saving us the time of moving, driving farther down the road.
And when the groceries are delivered, supposing somebody has some trouble putting them away, is that?
One of the things people often ask is, how are you different from Peapod?
Right.
And Peapod didn't exist when we started 30 years ago.
Right.
And the main thing is the level of service. Our drivers are trained. They will bring the items into the kitchen. If the person needs it, they will unpack the groceries. The groceries are packed so that all the frozen things are together, all the refrigerator things are together. And often folks really just want us to get those things in the freezer and refrigerator, and then they can take their own time putting the other things away.
If I want to get in touch with you, have you got a phone number that you can?
We sure do, and we are hoping down the line to have online ordering. But anyone who wants to can get a copy of our storehouse guide. It has all our listings on it, and a PDF version of this is currently on our website as well.
Give us the phone number.
The phone number is 301-372-FOOD, which is 3663.
And you have a website?
We do. www.topbananagroceries.com.
Great. Marcia, I know that Senior Connection does a lot of other things, but why don't you give us the phone number for the Shoppers program?
Great. Anyone interested in either volunteering or receiving services should call us at 301-942-1049 or visit us on the web at www.seniorconnectionmc.org.
Senior Connection, of course, is known for its transportation work, and it's been doing that for, I think, close to 18 years. But you also have another new program that you're about to get started in January.
Yes, that's right. We are going to be training volunteers to help seniors pay their bills and manage their paperwork. And we're eager to get that started. We'll be letting our Montgomery County seniors know what the eligibility requirements are and beginning to recruit volunteers for that in the early part of 2012.
And that's a new partnership for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is, with AARP Foundation, who is training us to provide these services.
Well, that's terrific. Now, are your services throughout the county? Or?
Yes, they are. They're always free, and they are county-wide. And we're always looking for more volunteers and more seniors to provide services to.
I guess we should mention there are other organizations also that help with shopping and food. I believe, like, is Food and Friends, is that one of them?
Food and Friends has a limited grocery service as a component of their meal program. They do have a whole set of primarily health-related eligibility criteria for their program.
Do you see this as a growing
Oh my
concern?
gosh. The number of people, when you look at the demographics, is only going to grow. The hardest thing for us, and I suspect for Senior Connection as well, is letting people know that we exist.
Really?
And, oh yeah. Most of the people we serve are folks who are in their homes. They're watching television maybe and listening to the radio, but they're not getting out to senior centers. They may or may not be in touch with a social worker. They're just living their life, often in a very silent and invisible way, until next thing you know, they're in the hospital.
So it's important for people to know about what you're doing.
Absolutely. I know both of us are more than happy to come out and do presentations about our programs. And actually, I misspoke, where it's topbananagroceries.org, not .com. And being able to know that people know that there's programs out there that can help. We can serve someone one time or every single week.
Well, you're both great resources, and the demographics argue that your programs are going to grow. And you're funded by partly by the county.
Absolutely. Because Top Banana is in a variety of jurisdictions, we get funding from both Prince George's and Montgomery County, and it has made a huge difference in our capacity to deliver, as well as obviously the revenue from service fees and grocery sales.
Well, thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you, Austin.
When we return, we'll conclude today's show with a look at a wonderful music group, so please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? Now there is only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls: 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's new online and telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Remember, call 311 to get it done.
Welcome back to Seniors Today. The Music and Art Traveling Heart Show is a band composed of seasoned musical veterans offering their time and talents to seniors throughout the metropolitan area. And joining me to tell us more about this group are Ted Zeitlin, the Executive Director and founder of the Traveling Heart Show, and Bruce Thomas, the lead vocalist for the band. Well, welcome to Seniors Today.
Thank you very much.
Well, Ted, it's your vision, I guess, a couple of years ago. How did you come about to start this?
I've always been in the music industry in many different ways and forms, not really as a performer, more or less in the background. Always felt and knew the passion that music provides in entertaining people, and always knew and felt that bringing music to a senior population could be an incredible experience. With that said, in the beginning, I wanted to find out the best way to accomplish our mission. I spoke to psychiatrists in the field dealing with elderly care. I spoke to physical, musical, and dance therapists, all trying to find out how to best communicate, how to best to reach the senior population. The thing I kept hearing from everybody in that regard was to make it interactive. And
yeah, I think that's right.
And that was really a key to what we set out to try and accomplish, to be an interactive group.
So you have a group of, what, is it 4 musicians?
4 musicians on a working basis.
I'm the lead singer.
The lead singer. So how did you come about to get into this business here?
Well, Ted approached me 2 years ago, and actually he wanted me to work the AV side, the audiovisual side, and then he gave me the opportunity to do one of the first shows. And I guess he saw the connection that I have with the audience and getting them involved.
How do you, when you say involved, how do you do that?
Well, you go out, certain people you just connect with. They may have a sparkle in their eye, they're nodding their head, they're tapping. But then, you know, the music is so magical because it actually takes people through a time journey. You see people get that faraway look like they're actually reliving things, and then you interact with those.
So the music that you, what kind of music are we talking about?
We started out in the beginning playing a lot of music from the 40s and the early 50s, and we're going to move this on as a timeline. Now we're starting to play a little bit more music of the 50s as our population that we're playing for, it fits with them. Soon, as we go on with this and continue this journey, we'll be playing Beatles and Temptations for older and older populations, but something ongoing and continuing. The music's got to be a passion. The music also has to reach and touch their hearts and touch their souls, evoke a memory, evoke an emotion, and this is what we're trying to do with it.
And you do this in senior facilities, like
we play senior facilities of all types all over the area. We started in the Baltimore metro area, and now we're expanding to the DC metro community. We play for homes, we play for all different types of facilities that offer music for Alzheimer's patients. The Alzheimer's community is fascinating to watch when we play our music. Again, you'll see some folks that are sitting there and don't say a word, don't move all day long. All of a sudden they hear a song that they remember, and their hands are clapping and their toes are tapping, and they start singing along, and that's when we really feel that communication, that connection.
So you're sort of you're welcoming opportunities then to. Is there a charge for your service?
I started out doing this. I wanted to do the shows for free. Well, what we do these days is it's still a free show. We'll play anywhere, anytime. We do ask for small donations and contributions. Very, very importantly is we're seeking partnerships with different groups around in the area to offer donations and contributions and partnerships. We have a company that we're working with, Origins for Senior Citizens, a wonderful 24/7 based type of community that's now providing a major help for us to be able to continue this.
Do you have a website you would like to tell us?
We sure do. It's travelingheartshow.org, and it tells you a little bit all about us. And with the shows, we just want to continuously grow with what we're doing. I like to use a metaphor for this from the beginning. What Cirque du Soleil is to a normal circus, we are to a normal performance at a senior center.
And who are your colleagues? You're the lead singer. What are
yes. Well, we have Otis Stroop on piano. We have Tim Gibbs on drums and Jamie Hopkins on bass.
So we're going to get to hear you. Can't sing in the studio, but we're going to hear you a little. Have a little tape we're going to hear later.
Yeah, a little something.
That's great. And you mentioned that you were interested in maybe doing some intergenerational work.
Love the possibilities and potential for working with intergenerational type of communities, bringing anywhere from like 4 to 5 year olds mixing with seniors to the teens, all the way through.
I have to tell you, because I was involved in founding InterAges 25 years ago. We took some kids to a nursing home or assisted living facilities, and with instruments that they could, like, you know, play themselves, and the kids handed them out, and I think it's something that would be great to do.
We played intergenerational show recently, and we passed out a little shaker that people
exactly
that kind of stuff. And as it turns out, I decided to give all the shakers to the kids. I got to go ahead and get some more shakers for the next show we did.
Seniors like them as well, too.
But it was great. Then to take them home but that's the interaction that we're participating in. Again, things like, you know, instruments and all, but it's not like anything that's really out there. No, we're not like coming into a community and doing like karaoke where it's a sing-along. It's not like that at all. It's a much more improvisational type of action going on. And when Bruce, you were asking the question about how Bruce interacts, we have 2 wireless microphones. So Bruce's number 1 has his wireless microphone, so he's able to float within the whole, confines of where we're playing. But additionally, he'll hold up the microphone for people to sing along.
That's so
and
terrific.
It's spontaneous. It's just very improvisational, and it's incredible the results.
Well, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Opportunity for many people in Montgomery County in the future to hear from you.
We look forward
Thank
to
you
it.
so much.
Thank you.
And don't forget that you can access a great deal of information about Montgomery County services for seniors by going to the Montgomery County Senior website at www.montgomerycountymd.gov/seniors, or call the Senior Resource Line at 240-777-3000. We leave you today with an excerpt of a recent performance by the Traveling Heart Show group. And as always, thank you for watching Seniors Today.
That's how it starts. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my gal, who could ask for anything more? I got daisies in green pastures, I got my gal, who could ask for anything more? We got my gal.
Don't you cry. Give it a blue down. Give it a